Hello viewers, welcome back to this tutorial. We are going to learn how to minimize our window using the minimize method. If you go to the documentation, you can see minimize. This method enables you to minimize the native window, and you can see it also. You can await neutralino.window.minimize. If you want to see how minimize work, guys, I have this window like this. This is the minimize button. You can see minimize. If I click on it, it will minimize the window. I can restore it back like this. Minimize. When you click on the taskbar icon, you can see it will restore it back. Okay, so that is exactly what this function will be doing. So let me just copy it. We have minimize button. Okay, if I click on it, nothing happen now. Nothing happen, just like this one. This is the default one provided by the app. Every window will have it: minimize, maximize, and close. If I click, it will minimize our app. If I click here, it will restore it, make it big like this. And if I click here, it will close. It is exactly the same thing we want to simulate here, guys. So let's go back to code. There is a button I name minimize. So I'm going to give it an ID of minimize button. I name it minimize button. So I'm going to copy it, go to the JavaScript. So I will be targeting the buttons here. I'm going to name this one. I will just duplicate this, duplicate it like this. Instead of title btn, I'm going to name it minimize btn. Then I'm going to change get element by id. Then the id is going to be minimize button. Now when you click on the minimize button dot add event listener. The event we are going to listen is going to be a click event. When you click on this button, the callback is going to be a sync function, guys. Remember to make the callback a sync function. This is because every API of NeutralinoJS return a promise or await a promise. So I will go back to the documentation and copy this Neutralino API.minimize, copy it and go back to the code. Now I'm going to await it. So it is await neutralino.window.minimize. Okay, this is just the basic function you need, guys. If I go back to our application and click minimize button, okay, nothing happened. Let's see what is going on. Do we have any error? There is error, guys. Cannot read property of null. Our button is null. Okay, we are adding event listener to null. So it means that this button is not available here. So let's go back to our HTML and check. Okay, I think we name it, the ID is minimize button. It is also minimize button here. Okay, I have to save this HTML. Let me just click save. Okay, I've already saved it, guys. Now let's go back to our application. I also open the console. Let me click on minimize button again. Do you see it minimize our application? This is the icon here. If I click on it, it will restore it back. I click minimize, it minimize it. It is the same thing as clicking on this minimize button, guys. It is the same thing. Minimize, restore, minimize, restore. Okay, guys, let's talk about the next one. Let me go to the documentation. The next one we have here is called window.unminimize. Unminimize, restore the native window from the minimize state. Okay, and this is the function you need, guys. The method is called unminimize. So let me just copy this, guys, so I will show you how to do it. If I go back to our code, this is our JavaScript. This is the one where we minimize our window. If I open it, click here, minimize it, minimize it. We need to use unminimize to restore it back. What I'm going to do here, so the same button is going to do the minimize and unminimize. All right, so I'm going to use set timeout here, guys. set timeout. Let's give it 5 seconds, just 5 seconds like this. Remember, I'm going to make this one to be a sync function. Then I'm going to put this one await Neutralino the window.unminimize. After it minimize it, after 5 seconds, it is going to call this one. Okay, it is going to call it and restore our window back. Let me save it. Now open the application. This is it here. I'm going to click minimize button, guys. I click on it. It is now minimized. You can see after 5 seconds. Let's see what will happen. Do you see it restore it back after 5 seconds? Let me click on it again. Let's wait for it. 5 seconds. You can see it was restored back. That is the work of this unminimize. Let's see what we have next, guys. The next one is window.isMinimized. This one is going to return a boolean value that is going to tell you if the window is minimized. So return true if the native window is minimized. So let's see how to implement isMinimize. So it is going to return true or false. Okay, let me just copy this, guys. Let's go back to code. Okay, we have already used this button again. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to comment this one out, guys. Just comment it out. So I'm going to paste this one here, and I'm going to log this one in the console. I'm going to log the status. The status is going to be true or false. Okay, this status, what it is going to return here is going to be true or false when we click on this minimize button. So it is going to check if the window is minimized. Now let's go back, open console. If I click minimize now, but now we are checking if it is minimized or not. Now let me click on it. You can see it is false. It returns false because the window is not minimized. So but if we minimize it, there is no how we can click the button. Let's see what we have next, guys. Let's go to the UI of our application. So we have this one that says maximize. If you click on it, nothing happen now. If I click on it, nothing happen. But let's go to our index.html. Let's check for a button called maximize. So I'm going to give it an ID of, the ID is going to be maximize button. I'm going to copy this ID, save it, go back to our HTML where we are getting the buttons. I'm going to duplicate this one. I'm going to, instead of minimize, I'm going to name it maximize button. Maximize button like this, and change the ID to maximize button. Okay, now let's listen to the maximize button. Maximize button dot add event listener. We are going to listen to click event. When you click on it, the callback is going to be a sync function like this. And let's go back to our documentation. This is the maximize method. So it maximizes the native window. I'm going to copy this, guys. Copy it, go to the code and paste it here, save it. This is going to maximize the window. Let's go back. Now I'm going to click maximize. Do you see it maximize the window? It is doing the same thing as when you, if it is like this, when you click here, it is going to maximize the same thing. Okay, but now when you click maximize, it maximizes the window. Now let me add the functionality of this one. Okay, restore from maximize, which is going to doing the same thing like this. Okay, it will restore it back. So let's go back, go to the HTML. I'm going to add an ID to this button. The ID is going to be restore btn like this. Can name it anything, but I'm going to copy this ID, save the HTML, go back to JavaScript. I'm going to duplicate this one. instead of maximize, I'm going to name it restore. I need to change the ID to restore btn like this. Down, I'm going to duplicate this method here. Instead of maximize button, I'm change it to restore button. Now, when you click on it, the function that will be executed is unmaximize, restore the native window. So let me just copy this, go back to the code. Then I'm going to replace this one, guys. Replace it, await neutralino.window.unmaximize, save it, and let's see what we have now. Open the application. Here we say maximize. It is now maximized. If I click restore, let's see what will happen. Do you see it? Restore it back. Maximize, restore. All right, and all this thing is good when you are building your own custom title bar, guys. So you will be using most of this one we are studying now when you are building your own custom title bar. Now let's go back and see what we have next, guys. Now what we have next is maximize. Is going to return a boolean value, and this boolean value is going to be true if the window is maximized, and it is going to be false if it is unmaximized. And this is how to call it here, guys. Let's go back to HTML and implement it. I go back, go to our HTML where we are checking if the window check if maximize. So I'm going to add an ID to this button, and the ID is going to be is maximize button. So that is the ID. I'm going to copy this ID because I will be using it in JavaScript. Save the HTML, go back to the JavaScript where we are getting our button. I'm going to duplicate this this one, duplicate it like this. Now I'm going to change it to check maximize button. You can name it anything, guys. So I'm going to change the ID as well to is maximize button. I'm going to duplicate this. Okay, duplicate it, change this one to check maximize button like this. So I'm going to remove this thing, remove it. So what we are checking now, we are going to check if the window is maximized. I think we have an output, guys. Okay, we have an output. Let's see the HTML. So we have my maximize output. I'm going to get it as well. Copy the ID, go back. I'm going to say const output maximize output. Maximize output is going to be document.getElement by ID, and the ID is going to be maximize output. So where we are going to be putting our output, maximize output dot inner HTML is going to be, let me use a template literal like this, window is. So if the window is minimized, it is going to show minimize, and if it is not minimized, it is going to show not minimize. Now let's go back to the documentation. Now I'm going to copy this one, the trend that the window is maximized, which is going to return a boolean. Copy it like this, go back and put it here. I'm going to name it is maximize. Let is maximize supposed to await neutralino the window that is maximized, going to be true or false. So if it is maximized, I'm going to use template literal like this. Okay, I will going to say is maximize. If it is maximize, it is going to show maximize like this. If it is not maximize, it is going to show not maximize like this. Save it. Let's go back to the UI. All right, this is the button. Check if maximize. If I check it here, window is not maximized. You can see window is not maximized. If I maximize the window and check it again, check if maximize, do you see window is maximized? Do you see it now? If I restore it back and click check if maximize, you can see window is not maximized. That is how to use isMaximize method.